Das Energiejahr.
Welcome to our storytelling invoice called Energiejahr. Before looking deeper at the content of our prototype, I'd like to present you some general aspects regarding the design of our prototype. First of all, we decided to use a one-page design to make the narrative flow of our story as straightforward as possible. Secondly, we have added a menu bar to help the user to know which content can be found in the Energiejahr, as well as to help the user to know at which step he is at any time. Now, let's have a look at the content. Directly on the start page, the user is shown an overview of his current credit balance. Our goal is that the user knows straight away whether he gets money back or has to make an additional payment. The presented prototype contains the positive example, when the customer has used less electricity than expected and therefore is having a positive balance. The negative example was not yet implemented as prototype so far, but requirements were recorded in user stories. Overall, the positive and negative examples are very similar and differ only in the following point. On this page, there would be a button at the bottom, which allows you to go directly to the payment page. If the user already has a SEPA direct debit mandate in place, the user would only need to agree briefly that it can be used to settle the outstanding payment. In this step, we want to create understanding for the positive or negative credit balance. For this purpose, we have chosen an everyday comparison, which allows the user, by clicking on the displayed objects, to classify the difference between his actual power consumption and the expected power consumption. We want to have a look on an example. Here you can see an air conditioner, for example. I just read the text that is written here. Gegenüber Ihrem erwarteten Stromverbrauch hätten Sie eine Dreizimmerwohnung einen ganzen Sommer kühlen können. In the statistics area, the user can view two individualized statistics: a comparison of the user's consumption of the current year with the past years, as well as for customers with a smart meter, a statistic is shown which presents the consumption in relation to the outside temperature. In this way, savings potentials can be identified, for example, about heating. In our in-depth interviews evaluation, we found that this section enjoys a varying degrees of popularity depending on the user group. Therefore, we have decided to arrange these elements next to each other rather than list one below the other. Here, the customer is presented with his electricity mix, whereby we pursue the goal to make the user switch his contract to renewable energy. For now, we only distinguish between fossil energy and renewable energy. By clicking on the two categories, the customer gets more detailed information about the electricity mix. In this prototype, this is very textual, as you can see here. In the next step, we would recommend including videos instead.
When viewing the information on green electricity, the user, provided he's not yet a green electricity customer, has the opportunity to compare his current tariff with the green electricity tariff. In doing so, he or she is given the opportunity to switch from the current tariff to the green electricity tariff.
Here, the user is shown a task overview. The task overview plays an important role in avoiding contact with the customer service. In this case, the to-do would be specify a purpose for credit balance. If there were no to-dos, this would also be explicitly stated. If the user now clicks on specify purpose for credit balance, the different options will be displayed.
Donating, green energy update, payment of the credit balance, as well as offering the credit balance against future invoices.
The order in which you can choose to use the credit is user-dependent. For example, if the user has spent a long time on the green power upgrade information, this option will be displayed first. Finally, the user has the possibility to download the classic invoice for paper filing. In case the user has not completed all tasks and tries to leave the invoice, the following two options are then displayed. First of all, jump back to task overview. And the other one, create a reminder in the calendar.
After completing the open tasks or setting a reminder, the user will end up at the customer portal